me more. Feed me more. Feed me more. Wake up! DaMan is back! And yes, it was weird that I did that to with a I almost said a Chris Jericho jersey. I don't think there's a Chris Jericho jersey. There is a Chris Jericho T-shirt, but I don't know if there's a Chris Jericho jersey out there. Unless if someone finds one, if you do, give me a call. But guys, what is going on? This is the Club of DaMan 1993 back again here on YouTube again as I'm enjoying my comeback tour for sure. I am just very honored to be given the second chance to get my channel back, which I'm not going to keep saying every time I come up on here, but, again, I'm just happy, I'm excited, and, everything's all good in the show and whatnot. So, as I said, hope you guys are first off had a good week, having a good weekend so far. Those of you who are watching AEW Dynamite tonight, Revolution, I'm going to be watching it too, because actually later on today, I'm actually going to be driving out west, about an hour and a half west out to Akron, to visit the one and only Daniel Gaiza, and I'm going to watch it with him and come back tomorrow. So eventually, I'm not going to be doing any preview predictions for that. Again, my goal over the past couple days was to, work on getting the channel rebranded. Again, getting a new introduction, which I already did. I wanted to, just clean up, the graphics that I have been using I was using my streams when I was streaming on Twitter while I was gone. Clean those up a little bit, reveal those as well, because I know most of you have probably already seen them, but, those who haven't, see what we're doing. Because, again, one of the biggest things that's happened, ever since, I left was, YouTube took down, Google Hangouts as an option to stream. But it left me open up the door for me to help discover OBS and to to be able to have to be able to do more than just just see me just on a computer screen right now, just in my bedroom. Now there's more going to come. There's not just the stuff we got here, but this is gonna be the main gist for my reviews for Raw, SmackDown, Dynamite, NXT. If I ever talk about NXT UK, which again we'll review on what my plan for NXT UK. Again, no more 205 Live. I don't plan on doing any 205 Live reviews anytime soon. Those are canceled. And I'll also tell you what I decided to do with WWE Turn Alert. And also just because I'm sure you guys missed me ranting, in some ways. I will talk about, because especially after last night's episode of SmackDown, I was left pretty pissed off because of this whole backlash going on with Goldberg winning the Universal Championship. So I will, I'll at least do a little rant towards the end, but I kind of on a tight schedule. I'm leaving in a couple hours to go out to Akron, and a couple things I want to get done before. And also, I'll be uploading a couple more videos today also, hopefully before I leave. But I'll explain what those are in general as well. But so, first, of course, but foremost, since you're in the live chat, we don't have anybody in the moment, which is, fine. So first, the first thing I want to review is a new intro. Since April 2017, it was just, the green spinning graphic of, me posing like this, a silhouette, which was pretty cool. But I wanted something a little bit cooler. I wanted, a vignette. A little, my own Titantron and whatnot. And I know I kind of used someone else's theme song, but, I, of course, where credit is due in the description box, since, I don't own the music, and again, I'm not doing this for money, but, the credit where credit is due, put it down in the description box for that. But I wanted something that, some type of like a Titantron and whatnot. And you guys have already seen it probably, because I uploaded it to YouTube, I think it was Thursday or Friday. Thursday, I think it was. So, without further ado, here's how I'll show you that first, and this is how my streams are going to begin. So, yeah, let's roll and reveal my new intro. so yep, there it is, my own vignette I basically made for myself. Well, my own Titantron, the animated, graphic and whatnot with, my logo, coming in and whatnot with the text and everything, and of course the background. Again, this is spice things up a little bit because I keep saying in real life, I am a real life videographer, and with me starting this other job I've been working since I left, I felt like I wasn't really having the chance to play around with stuff in video editing again, and kind of distancing myself away, especially since I'm not too busy right now with the video portion of my career right now. Just some kind of light that fire back in me, being able to pull this up and just be able to play around with that. I thought it was pretty cool, and I like how it turned out. I don't know, eventually maybe I'll make spice things up a little bit more. Again, I would love to do some stuff more with text animation, but I can only do so much that right now since I don't have Adobe After Effects and whatnot. But I would like to get it someday, and hopefully maybe spice things up a little bit more. But here's just the beginning of spicing things up. Now, as far as my other streams go, let's show off the backgrounds that I'm going to be having for my Raw, SmackDown, and all my other live reviews and whatnot for our weekly wrestling shows. So first, Monday Night Raw review. Of course, it's going to be basically the same setup for any of these. Obviously my Twitter name below, DaMan Air 193. Raw, the Raw logo, and the World Champion and the Women's Champion to my left and my right will be the case, shown all the time. This is probably going to be the only screen up, during, those reviews, unless I do some type of, a special thing, or eventually if I get the urge, maybe, do something a little more fancier, but this will probably be, the background for, most of my streams. Same with, most of the rest of the one. Here's SmackDown, right here. Of course, I didn't want to make the change that I made over here, because someone else should be Universal Champion right now, but again, we'll get into that in a little bit later. Same thing for Dynamite, which, of course, I know Nyla Rose just became Women's Champion, but unfortunately won. Couldn't find a PNG image of the Women's World title for AEW, and I couldn't find a good one with Nyla Rose holding the championship for a PNG image as well. So, for now, it's going to be Nyla Rose without a championship over here. At least before, whenever I first started doing live reviews for AEW Dynamite on Twitter, there was literally no PNG graphic at all for Rio either, so I had to put one of Cody Rhodes for the time being. But yeah, AEW's PNG images aren't as easy to come across. So until that happens, I was before my channel disappeared for a while, I was planning on trying to do some AEW match cards as well, but I'm not sure if I'm gonna be able to do those yet because the PNG images aren't too reliable right now, basically. But maybe I'll show up some other time. We'll have to wait. We'll have to see. So we got that rolling as well. Then, of course, we got my NXT background, of course, again, with, Adam Cole and Rhea Ripley. And then NXT UK, I kept the background. I'm not going to be doing NXT UK streams all the time, though. I'm not going to be able to watch it all the time either. Again, as I keep saying, guys, I'm just much more busier. I don't have that much time on my hands as I used to. So NXT UK is kind of taking, a backdoor, seat for now. But again, I do like the talent that's on NXT UK. So what I plan on doing is, take a weekend here and there and just, watching, a bunch of them and just, just doing a review, kind of talking about what's been happening lately with NXT UK. But I don't want to completely throw NXT UK out the door. Like 205 Live, that's gone for me. Because to me, again, they're showing the cruiserweights on NXT anyways. Why still have 205 Live? Why not just have all the cruiserweights wrestle in NXT? You know what I mean? So that's why I'm not going to review 205 Live more. But NXT UK, even though some stars are appearing over in regular NXT, which I think is a good idea, I still have soft spots for a lot of people over in the UK. So I definitely want to still continue to watch the show, but I'm just not going to be able to watch it all the time. So here and there, I'll sit down, catch up on shows. I haven't watched any since the Go Home show for UK Takeover Blackpool 2. So I definitely have to start catching up, especially if they're going to be, I can't remember which day it is, but they're going to be having NXT UK Takeover Dublin coming up soon, which I think is why this week on NXT, because I did watch this week's episode last night after SmackDown, I think they're going to be teasing a match with Walter and Finn Balor for TakeOver Dublin. And probably also why they put the Cruiserweight Championship on Jordan Devlin also, which I still thought was, a good idea, definitely. I like Jordan Devlin. It's that at the moment, I felt like, he was, at the highest he can go, um, without being a without being without being what's it called um, without being a champion. I felt so. Giving the cruiserweight title was a great idea. I thought, in my opinion. We got Awesome Heat 25. What's up? They said, how do you think Elimination Chamber is going to be this year? Well, honestly, the only match I'm looking forward to right now for Chamber is the Raw Women's Championship Number Contenders match. I mean, that SmackDown Tag Team Championship Elimination Chamber match could be good, but, why are we even having that? We should have been having a Number Contenders match for Bray Wyatt's Universal Championship at WrestleMania, but instead, we took it off Bray, and then we just handed an opportunity to Roman for no reason whatsoever. But again, I will talk about that at the end of my revealing and such. We're almost done with the revealing part, but I will briefly talk about Goldberg and that backlash as well. But I'm not really, especially with what happened with the fallout from Super Showdown, I'm not that excited for Chamber at all. To me, Chamber's feeling like a pointless pay-per-view right now. It is. Like, it's what's the point of it? If you've already setting up a bunch of stuff for Mania, what's the point of it? If you're not even going to, give, someone else the opportunity for 5 weeks because you have your World Championship on 2 part-timers. Pisses me off. But we'll talk about that in a second. Now, of course, I think you all are also wondering, because I mentioned in my return stream, am I or am I not going to be continuing WWE Turn Alert? And what I'm going to do as far as that goes? Well, I can say right now. First, if you guys missed it, here is the intro for that. And here's actually the new background is going to be. Yes, I know WWE Turn Alert used to have, me with my green screen up and, the background and whatnot, which was cool. But, again, I would continue doing it that way, but the problem is, guys, again, and if it was not for live streaming, I would not be able to do as much as I've been able to do on YouTube. I just don't have the time to keep editing all these Turn Alerts. So, I decided, in order to keep using my green screen, there is ways I found on YouTube a couple nights ago to use green screen through OBS. So I want to play around with that and maybe instead of seeing the back of my my bedroom behind me, use the green screen use the floating particles that are in my introduction or something like that. That's why I plan to using my green screen. But with OBS, I can record. I mean, I don't want to do Turn Alerts live. I can record videos through OBS, and it would save me a lot of time. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to record my Turn Alerts through OBS, and of course, I know it's blank right now, but to the left of me, you would see, below me, it would say, the name and, and the date of the turn, and the dove if it was a face turn, the flame if it was a heel turn. But the person, who did the turn would be, off to my left. And this is also kind of the same setup I'm going to do with, any of, my special topic videos and, preview predictions or probably any, live reviews or whatnot. If I ever do any live reaction videos, which I'm going to try to do some, I can't guarantee I'm going to be able to do them all the time, but I want to try to do some live reaction, videos as well. It'll probably just be the same setup as my Raw or SmackDown backgrounds, just the wrestlers on each side, and the logo below, and such like that. But this is what we're going to do for Turn Alert now. And as far as from the past ones, I looked up last night, and I looked up because usually I rely on a Smark Out moments list for Turn Alerts. If my calculations are correct, there are 30 Turn Alerts that I missed out on doing. And I have the itch to do all of them. So I'm going to try, starting this coming week. With my crap. I completely lost train of thought. What the hell happened here? Okay, so since I got all these graphics caught up with, on Monday after Raw, again, I'm going to do, next week, for Raw, AEW, NXT, and SmackDown, I'm going to kind of do, a catch-up stream, where I'm going to, after Raw, unless I'm too tired, I'll wait till Tuesday, I'm going to do a stream, just catching up on Raw. Just like talking about stuff that's happened over the past 7 months and also talking about Monday's episode as well. I'm going to do the same thing with that for AEW, NXT, and SmackDown. In the following week, just start reviewing the shows as I normally would do. That's my plan as far as that goes. But also around that, I am going to start catching up on the turn alerts that I missed. Again, and I calculated there's about 30 of them. I'm going to do all of them. Like I said, we'll see how it goes again because I can record them through OBS, and that will save me a lot of time from editing and exporting and whatnot. And so that way I can catch up and still do the turn alerts. I know you guys definitely enjoyed those, and I got a decent amount of views on them as well. So that's why I want to keep doing those as well. But of course, before I move on to the elephant in the room, Goldberg, let me just show off the outro again, just because I know you guys missed this, but. Alright, but that's basically the graphics and such right now. I mean, yeah, more may come over time. I mean, but like this setup right now is what I'm probably going to use for any of my special topic videos, whatever it has to do with wrestling or baseball or anything else I talk about. This is probably going to be like this, and like turn alert is probably going to be the setup, I would say, for the streams. For any of my other special topic videos, besides my live reviews and whatnot. But before we move on, I saw a couple things in the live chat. Let's check the live chat again. We got Lauren in the live chat. Hey Lauren, awesome. He says, okay, I have a feeling they might hand Drew the WWE title. I hope he takes the WWE Championship at WrestleMania because he sure as hell deserves it. But yeah, so that's why that's my thoughts on all that. But thank you for the stuff in the live chat, guys. Definitely, again, missed having you all around. Okay, so let me rant a little bit. Let's address the elephant in the room. The biggest, controversy going on now within the WWE. So, the past few months, like up until before Royal Rumble, I had a bad feeling about some things for WrestleMania. I was, I don't know, I just didn't have a good feeling about some things. There were things I was excited about, but, with the Rumble coming up, I was worried about who they were going to give the winners to. And even though, I will say automatically, I was not a fan of Charlotte Flair winning the Royal Rumble at first. But now that they're using her to help elevate, Rhea Ripley and NXT and give a big WrestleMania moment for Rhea Ripley at WrestleMania, I feel better about it. So I can accept that. And Drew McIntyre winning the Men's Royal Rumble was awesome. And the storyline, this past week on Raw with them having that great sit-down interview with Drew McIntyre, I enjoyed that. But of course, the plans for the Universal Championship was definitely never set in stone, in my opinion. Obviously, for the longest time, people kept saying it was going to be The Fiend, the Universal Champion, The Fiend, Bray Wyatt, taking on Roman Reigns at WrestleMania. Which would have been a good match, because there is history. But my concern is I didn't want Roman to beat The Fiend. Especially because, put it this way. The Fiend kicked out of like 12 curb stomps against Seth Rollins in both their matches. So, obviously, just like a normal human move, like, a stomp to the head, or like, a whipping, several whippings with, with the straps, and, the skull crushing finale, like, all sorts of, normal maneuvers that a human being would do to someone was not going to keep down The Fiend. Which is why I'm like, okay, what story are we going to tell here? The spear is the most vicious thing. Like, they had to tell some type of story. Some type of story to find a weakness in The Fiend to have him be defeated. And all I saw from this Goldberg and Bray Wyatt storyline was Goldberg's just not scared of The Fiend. The Fiend can't, affect him. Like the go-home show for SmackDown last week before Super Showdown, he was like, oh, you're right behind me. And he made him look like an idiot. He made The Fiend look like, look weak. And then apparently, I didn't see the match. I don't want to watch the match. Now, if Bray Wyatt would have won, I would have maybe checked out the match. I was actually looking forward to seeing, Bray Wyatt's going to defeat Goldberg. Give him a big victory that he needs. Like, like who is Bray Wyatt? Like, what big name, what legend has Bray Wyatt had a win over without any outside interference? Because he did defeat Roman Reigns back in 2015 at Battleground. And of course, they beat, Roman Reigns, Dean Ambrose, and Chris Jericho at Night of Champions in 2015. But who has he beaten clean by himself? A win over Goldberg would have been awesome. Instead, they dropped the ball. Goldberg spears him 4 times and a jackhammer, and that's enough to put away the Fiend. And it's like, again, Goldberg is not, again, and before I move on forward to saying, everything else going on with this, I'm not mad at Goldberg. I'm not mad at Roman Reigns. It's not neither of their faults. Like, yes, the backlash they got, even though I thought Roman got more cheers than Goldberg did last night, both until everybody started chanting, "You both suck," when they both had that stare down on SmackDown last night. I blame none of this on either one of them. But here's the thing also, I read some earlier this morning. Even Roman Reigns said he would rather face the Fiend than Goldberg. And the thing is also, I'm not saying Roman Reigns had to face the Fiend. Roman Reigns and Goldberg could still have a match at WrestleMania. My thing is, though, is the title does not need to be involved. Personally, right now, because it was made official last night, also at the end of the show, we're getting the Fiend and John Cena at WrestleMania. That should have had a championship. You want to know why? Because there's a story on both ends there. Bray Wyatt, of course, who is always targeting the people who hurt him, is after, is trying to avenge, make up for his mistakes in the past, obviously. Obviously, the biggest loss he's had is John Cena at WrestleMania 30. So he wants to avenge that loss, and John Cena wants to win his 17th World Championship to break Ric Flair's record. Boom! Simple storyline, it would have worked. Even Bray Wyatt and Roman Reigns would have worked. Even though I wouldn't want to see Roman Reigns win, there is a story there because there is history. Instead, you're taking the title off of Bray Wyatt, hurting him, and putting it on Goldberg, making two part-time champions, and you're trying. It's obvious. WWE had this plan the whole time to have Roman Reigns win the championship at WrestleMania. Obviously, people would have been pissed to see Roman Reigns win the championship off the Fiend at WrestleMania. To me, I was saying this. There's no doubt in my mind they were gonna do that. They were gonna take the title off of the Fiend either way by WrestleMania, which was dumb because I keep saying someone with an actual different mystique should be the one defeating the Fiend. And honestly, for the longest time, I felt that person should have been Aleister Black. I mean, even though Aleister Black is on Raw right now and the Fiend's on SmackDown, give Aleister more time. Maybe SummerSlam or even next year's WrestleMania, Aleister Black could be the one to dethrone the Fiend. I mean, the thing is, I don't trust WWE with a very long-term, champions. Look, they just had Brock Lesnar have a 504-day title reign. He only defended the title 10 times? In 504 days. CM Punk defended 140 times in his long reign as WWE champion. That says a lot right there. So you're literally instead putting that heat of being the Fiend on someone else, just so Roman Reigns doesn't get booed at WrestleMania. Where you were also having Roman Reigns for months feud with Baron Corbin to, protect him from being booed even more. Vince thinks we're stupid. We can see right through this plan. If you wanted to do Roman Reigns and Goldberg at WrestleMania without the title on the line, that's fine. But you've devalued the Universal Championship. You've devalued the Fiend, and now this is probably the main event, which should not be. It should be Brock Lesnar and Drew McIntyre. One, because Drew McIntyre won the freaking Royal Rumble match. When was the last time? Okay, last year we had it, because Becky Lynch won the Women's Royal Rumble, and she main evented WrestleMania. Okay, scratch that. But, let me see here. WrestleMania 32, okay, Triple H is in the main event, because he won the Royal Rumble, became champion. 33, whoever won the Rumble that year, which was Randy Orton, Randy Orton, because there wasn't a Women's Royal Rumble yet. Randy Orton won the 2017 Royal Rumble. He didn't get to main event WrestleMania. He has before. 2018, Nakamura and Asuka won the Rumbles. Neither of them main event WrestleMania. Went to Brock Lesnar and Roman Reigns. So, shouldn't the winner of the Rumble match be able to main event WrestleMania? Plus, there's a bigger story and a more intriguing storyline behind Drew McIntyre and Brock Lesnar, because Drew McIntyre has a story to gain to that main event spot for WrestleMania, and he sure as hell earned it and deserves it after everything he has been through. Instead, you're going to give a 53-year-old man in Goldberg the Universal Championship for no reason whatsoever. And then, this is what pisses me off more. Pisses me off even more. It was so obvious that as soon as this happened, Vince said, let's get the match already. You have the Elimination Chamber pay-per-view coming up, right? You have one women's qualifying match for the Raw Women's Championship at WrestleMania. Cool. Sounds awesome, and it's going to give Shayna Baszler a great rub going into her match against Becky Lynch at WrestleMania. And the thing is, again, we have a bunch of exciting stuff coming for WrestleMania. We have Brock and Drew. We're going to get Becky and Shayna. Hopefully Sasha and Bayley, even though that's probably not going to be booked as well as it probably should be. Rhea and Charlotte. Edge and Orton. Edge is wrestling at WrestleMania this year. We'll talk about, of course, Edge, when we get to Raw on Monday. We have a lot of stuff already to look forward to for WrestleMania. This just wounded it right here. Because Roman Reigns comes out after Goldberg basically says, who's next? And Roman says, I'm next. Bam! Hour later, the match is made official. Like, what? Like you're going to bypass the Elimination Chamber, a pay-per-view is kind of meant to be like a last stop before WrestleMania. Like, have like instead of having just like, 6 people, like, was it last week that Sheamus declared himself for the Elimination Chamber? Or am I senile? Sheamus declared himself for the Elimination Chamber. And now all of a sudden, we need to forget that even happened, because we're not having a men's chamber match. I'm sorry, we are. We're having the SmackDown Tag Title Chamber match, which, okay, could be good, but it's still, it doesn't make sense, because it should be a men's qualifying match for something for WrestleMania. Should have been like, Roman Reigns and like Braun Strowman. Oh yeah, because Braun Strowman is now facing off against Sami Zayn, who's a freaking manager. We'll rant about that in my SmackDown recap stream next week. Nakamura and Cesaro in a 3-on-1 handicap match for the Intercontinental Championship. Like, what? Why? Like, we couldn't put Braun in the chamber? Even though he probably would have lost again, which I would not have liked. Okay. Like, Roman, Braun, Sheamus, some other people. But, we could have had, like, a decent, or Daniel Bryan could have been in there or something as well. A couple others. I don't know. Just something actually to do this. Instead, you just handed Roman Reigns for no reason a title opportunity against Goldberg at WrestleMania. Didn't even earn the title opportunity. Like aren't opportunities supposed to be earned? Seriously, go back to that December 19, 2018 edition of Raw. Vince himself says, opportunity is not going to be handed to anymore. No more rematch clauses, all this bullcrap, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, it was all a lie, a bunch of baloney. Even Kevin Owens said himself, all that's happened ever since, the only thing that happened more since then was Shane McMahon turned heel and became more powerful, became the best in the world. Nothing changed from that segment that night. That was a big lie, a black mark in WWE, and, it just blew up from there. We went through the freaking wild card rule for how many months last summer, which is why, the show tanked the way it was. And, whenever, the draft came around and everyone was trying to, sort it out, nothing felt fresh, because almost everybody except for a few people were on the same brand. And it was stupid. And this right here, again, we're starting to get back on track. They're actually having a great build for Mania. And then this happens. Like, why? And again, I don't blame Roman. I don't blame Goldberg. Again, a match with Roman Reigns and Goldberg, I'd be okay with giving it a chance, but not for the freaking Universal Championship. Not for the freaking blueberry title, because now it's blue and not, a fruit roll like it was when it was red. This feud does not need the Universal Championship in it. Didn't need to. Goldberg and Roman Reigns did not need to be for the Universal Championship. It did not. And a lot of people are saying this match is probably going to be just another repeat of Brock and Goldberg back at WrestleMania 20, and it would not surprise me at all whatsoever. Again, Roman even admitted that this isn't a good idea. But of course, he, I respect the man, but of course, he, does what he's told, and he's doing the match, and who knows. Because Vince has not had that satisfying title reign from Roman. I think Vince is waiting to give Roman like a long, long title reign. And all his title reigns have been interrupted. Because, he won the title at, his first world title win was at Survivor Series in 2015. Then, of course, he didn't get the reaction, so they had Sheamus cash in. and have a match at TLC when he finally was going into, when Roman's character was finally going in the right direction. Jumped on the wagon, gave him the title, awesome moment, and then they just floundered again because they messed up the storyline with him and Triple H. And that storyline also did not need the freaking championship because Roman already won the championship. It just needed to be just like a grudge match between the two of them without the title on the line. That's all it needed to be. And then his championship reign got interrupted then because of the wellness policy. And the last Universal Championship reign he had got interrupted because he got sick with leukemia. So obviously, Vince has that plan, and again, it's just they wonder why we get pissed off because of stuff like this. Okay, yes, maybe Roman defeating the Fiend would have pissed people off. I get it. Everybody, Roman has to be the one to defeat the big names that no one else can beat. I get that, and that honestly aggravates me too. But if you're going to be if the plan was for Roman and Goldberg and Bray and John Cena, the title should have been involved with Bray Wyatt and John Cena. And also, Bray Wyatt should not have been losing to Goldberg. Somebody with a mystique. How can, Bray Wyatt kick out of like 12 curb stomps, yet he was only able to take 4 spears and a jackhammer to take a pin? With no story leading to him at all, to his weakness. Like, what makes him, weak? And what makes him, what was that weakness that somebody had to find? It's called storytelling, and there was no storytelling to lead the Bray Wyatt's first loss other than the fact that Goldberg was not scared of the Fiend. Weak, stupid, and literally just a big middle finger I felt we got from Vince this past week. So, what do you know? I mean, again, take this out. WrestleMania 36 is still looking to be an exciting show to me, in my opinion. And I'm still looking forward to it, but unfortunately, this may be the main event. And of course, last year we were able to get a main event we're looking forward to. Now we're going to get a main event that we're not looking forward to. So, sorry. And, and also that too, even Bray Wyatt is pissed off. Like, he even responded to a tweet on Twitter basically saying how he agrees that the WWE always ruins new stars. And he even, was upset at Vince for what he did, saying that, he's worked hard to make the character that he's made over the past year or so with the Firefly Funhouse, Gray. He deserved that chance. He earned it. He freaking earned it. It was like, Asuka last year deserved to defend her title at WrestleMania. Instead, they put it on Charlotte because they already had overproduced the main event storyline that they did. And I feel bad. Like, honestly, if Bray was the next big star to leave WWE, I wouldn't blame him. Because the crappy booking he got before he was just the Eater of Worlds, and then he finally gets a gimmick that it's different, it's unique, it's him, it's different than everything else, and it was working. Instead, WWE floundered it. They almost really screwed it up with what happened with Hell in a Cell, but they turned it around and gave the title a Crown Jewel. I'm sorry, I'll say it because I'm sure you guys missed me saying this, but Crown Jewel. But then instead they they squandered him. We got Cody Hadjic saying they pretty much made all the Fiend's opponents look stupid. With him losing to Goldberg, yes, because again, if the Fiend could kick out how many curb stomps, survive any the beatings that Daniel Bryan gave him, and anybody else who is the only person who's really had to match him is the Miz, then how can he survive 4 spears and a jackhammer? Like, what was so powerful about that? So, sorry, not happy about this at all. Again, not mad at Goldberg, not mad at Roman. The company is a person who I blame for this. But with that being said, guys, that's going to do it for this DaMan rebranding, revealing all my new graphics, my new intro, and everything else. And again, just giving you a brief rant about the whole situation with Goldberg at WrestleMania, going to WrestleMania as the Universal Champion. So guys, I'm going to this weekend. Well, again, in a couple hours. I'm going to be leaving to go out to Akron to visit my friend. And I will be live on his channel with him tonight and his other buddy to talk about AEW Revolution. Again, next week on Monday, I will just do a stream after Raw. Unless I'm too tired, I'll wait till Tuesday. I will, talk about Raw the past 7 months since I've been gone, and also talk about the show also on Monday's show as well. Do that for all the shows, this kind of week and in the following week, just be caught up with all that. Again, turn alerts. I want to catch up with all the turn alerts that I missed out on. So I'll do that. Today though, I have 2 of them done. I had 5 shows since I was gone that I did make predicted match cards for, and I posted each of them on Twitter. I was able to download them off of Twitter. I'm going to export them all into each of them into one video, which is NXT UK Takeover Cardiff, Clash of Champions, War Games 3, TLC, and WrestleMania 36. I made card predictions for, even though most of them are old pay-per-views, I still want to share them on here, so I'm going to upload those to those probably over the weekend as well. So 2 of them are done. 3 more I still need to finish, but I should be able to finish those before I leave today. So just keep an eye out for those. And after I get all that stuff next week and all the turn alerts caught and whatnot, only other thing I'm really going to do to catch up is review all the pay-per-views that I did not get to review while I was gone. And after that, maybe get back into my Harry Potter Let's Play and other odds and ends, and maybe try to bring back some top 10s as well. So guys, again, just thank you for all your patience. Again, I'm just very glad to have this opportunity to be back on YouTube again. Again, I'm definitely going to be a little bit careful for a while because of one of my videos being flagged for, one of my Wolfenstein videos being flagged. So I'm definitely going to just be careful and just not take the second chance for granted. At least, again, as I said, at least I got my WrestleMania documentary downloaded. So that way, if in case something happens, I lose this channel again, which I hope does not happen. I have that at least. But guys, that's going to do it here, guys. What are your thoughts on, my new graphics, my new intro, everything else? And also, what are your thoughts on Goldberg and, this situation for WrestleMania 36? Are you mad as well that Roman Reigns didn't even have to earn the opportunity, didn't have to go through the Elimination Chamber to earn this opportunity to become to fight Goldberg for the Universal Championship at WrestleMania 36? Leave your thoughts down in the comment section below. Be sure to slap a like on the video, subscribe for more content on my channel, and follow me on Twitter as well at DaMan Rebranding 3. Again, just keep an eye out for the rest of this weekend. Again, I'm not going to review Revolution this weekend. Eventually, I will review AEW Revolution because I've seen, other than since I've been gone, I've watched every pay-per-view in WWE and AEW except for Crown Jewel, Super Showdown, which I will not be doing reviews on those. And the only one I did not get to watch was AEW All Out. I would like to watch it though, and I would like to do a review on it eventually if I do ever find a way to watch it, because I was not able to watch that weekend. But all other WWE or AEW pay-per-views I've missed reviewing on since, and NXT ones, of course, I will do live review ones on those just to catch up. So again, stay tuned for all this content to come, guys. If I start blowing up with a bunch of videos over the next week or two, that's why. But again, I'm back, and even though I'm busier than I was before then, I'm ready to be as active as I can on this channel once again. So guys, thank you again for joining me live. I will catch you all later. Have a great rest of your day. Enjoy Revolution if you're watching it, and also hope you enjoy my new outro ending as well. So until then, guys, I'm out. Have a great rest of your Saturday, and again, enjoy Revolution. Peace out, everybody.